So a lot of people in Kasoa get indoors when it's 6 or 7 p.m. in the evening. And it's for a reason. It is because the crime rate in Kasoa is quite high. But on Thursday evening, I went out and decided to take some pictures of the town in order to see how beautiful it is in the evening when there's little or no light. Hello guys, I welcome you to my channel once again. And if this is your first time on this channel, you will see behind the scenes of shoots that I do. You will see portrait sessions, weddings, events, and also I give tips about photography, whether you are using a phone or you are using a camera. I give tips that apply to both sides. So enjoy this video, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video, and also share it. So early this year, there was an event held at Accra which I attended, and it was, I think, in the first or second week of January, and it was a photo exhibition which was held by the wonderful photographer Danny Wonders. You can check him up on Instagram, on Twitter, and you can also check his page on YouTube, which is Wonder Vision Films. It was a very good and a very great photo exhibition which had so many celebrities passing through as well. So after that event, I decided to walk to Osu, the roundabout. I don't know the name of the roundabout, but it's a roundabout at Osu. So when I got there, I realized that there was this huge and beautiful building by Nana Kwame Bediakon. So I decided to take a picture of it, and to my surprise, it took me over an hour before I could take the picture that I wanted. From composition to people crossing the camera to a whole lot of stuff. So I finally got a picture which inspired me to take some pictures of Kasoa as well, which is not as nice as Osu, but to take pictures of it and see what the outcome would be. So I've been contemplating on doing it for quite some months now and decided to do it finally this past Thursday. So I stepped out around 7:30 on Thursday evening to take some pictures of my surroundings. And I went with my friend called Chris. He was the one helping with behind the scenes footages. So when I stepped out, the first thing that drew my attention was this filling station. What drew my attention about it was the fact that the surroundings were dark, but it was well illuminated at the filling station. So I decided to take a picture of it and show the contrast between the darkness and the light. So we proceeded to the market, and on our way there we saw that there was kind of a line of street lights, and I decided to take a picture of it. When I was taking the picture, I took a couple of pictures, but I didn't really like the outcome, so I decided to use long exposure. I took this picture and I realized that there were some pack of goods which were beneath the light pole or the street light. So I really didn't like it, so we proceeded to get into the market itself. So on our way to the market, we saw this super bet center, and it's actually a betting center where guys bet on sporting activities. And it's kind of interesting how we saw guys in at the center when at this moment all over the world there's no sporting activity going on. They were kind of observing social distancing, so I decided to take a picture of it. The place was brighter than the surroundings, but the surroundings was having a little bit of light. So I decided to set my camera in a way that I will capture the betting center, but the surroundings will become more darker, in order to have our focus on the betting center instead of the surroundings. So I took this picture and I think it came out okay. So on our way to the market, we saw this eatery or this restaurant at the roadside. So I decided to take a picture of the restaurant, but I realized that if I'm supposed to take a picture of the restaurant, there will be cars or vehicles passing in front of the camera or the frame, which wouldn't be nice. So I decided to use the long exposure setting. So I set my shutter speed to I think 4 seconds. Then I realized that across the street there was this shop which had a table in front of it, and on top of the table they used a reflective metal on the table. So I decided to use that to my advantage and reflect the lights around onto the table, which is reflective, and take the picture. You can see from this picture that I also incorporated a pack of crates of minerals because I thought it would be nice. So I set the shutter speed to 4 seconds and took the picture, and I think it came out very well. So we realized that we were literally at the market. So I climbed on top of a story building and decided to take this picture. Now the reason why I took this picture is because during market days, all this space that you are seeing, all this space gets packed with human beings and goods. So I decided to take this picture knowing that it's not always that you will get this opportunity unless it's in the evenings. So in the ending part of this video, I'll tell you how the last picture I took for the night was the best picture actually for the night. So we climbed on top of an uncompleted story building, which was quite risky to take this picture, but we didn't really like it. So when I took this picture, I realized that it wasn't good. So I decided to take another one. And upon taking the picture, when I pressed the shutter button, the tripod moved. So I thought that the picture was going to come out bad, and it actually came out this way, which I think I'm going to frame it and put it behind me sometime, because I think this is kind of more artistic, if you would say. So when we got down from the story building, right beside us there was another filling station, and to our surprise, that's a working filling station, but at that particular time all their lights were off with the exception of the floodlights. So seeing that there is total darkness at the filling station but just two lights brighten up a particular portion of it, I decided to take a picture of it. So right there we turned our focus to the road, and for your information, this is actually two pictures, separate pictures that has been stacked upon themselves. I used Photoshop to help in creating this. So you realize that the red light actually ends at a certain point in the frame. I also took a separate picture of the yellow light. So I just stuck the picture with the yellow light and on top of the red, I masked it. Then I used the brush to paint out the parts that I didn't want. So that's how come I got this. But originally, it wasn't like this. A lot was actually going on around this filling station. So you realize that in this picture, this woman is right beside the filling station and they are selling food. I decided to take a picture of them. But before I took this picture, I placed my handkerchief on the ground and placed the camera on it. I wanted to have some kind of depth in the picture, then focused on the woman and what she is selling and took this picture. The reason why you see a lot of people still in town during this time, because it was around 9 getting to 10 p.m, is that on Tuesdays and Fridays, that's when we have our market days. But the days or the nights before these 2 days, they bring their goods to the market so that at dawn they can start selling to customers. So this woman was selling ice cream and meat pie. I decided to take a picture of them, but I wasn't closer to them. I was actually across the street, and the reason why I was across the street is that most people don't like having pictures taken of them because they don't know me. They don't know what I'm going to use the pictures for. So I was across the street, took a picture of them, and it was same for this man who sells roasted meat. They were also across the street, and it seems that one of the guys standing there saw me taking the pictures, but he didn't complain. So upon returning home, we realized that most of the women had displayed their fruits along the street. So we approached one and bought some mangoes from her, and it was actually cheaper because when people bring these mangoes to our communities, they sell each one for like 5 cedis. But this woman gave me like, I think there were 5 of them for 5 cedis. So if I was supposed to be selling, or I was to sell these mangoes, I would have sold them in total of 25 cedis, which means people are really making profit out of these. So when we were talking with the woman, we saw this vehicle pass by and it was actually loaded with goods, and you can see it in the picture that it's packed to the brim, which means that people really come here the day before the market day, set up their goods and even sleep here till the next day. So with this picture, there's actually a story to it. So throughout the night, I didn't have a release plate beneath the camera, so I set on the tripod. So I would just mount up the tripod, place the camera on it and hold it with my hand and take the picture. But for this picture, I realized that in order for me to get what I wanted, I needed to have a really longer exposure. So like let's say 30 seconds. So I rushed home and got the release plate, fixed it beneath the camera and placed it on the tripod. So this is a 30-second shutter speed. So at first I took this picture and it was just the mosque with the sky in it, which really didn't turn out very good. So I decided to zoom in and take a picture of the ranch. It's actually for cattle. Take a picture of the ranch, the mosque, and the street light in front of the mosque. Take a picture of all of them with the sky and see how it goes. So right at the same spot, I decided to take a picture of the goat market, and that's what you see over there with the clouds moving and with all the stars shining so bright. So when I got this picture, I was like, that's the best picture I've taken for the night, so let me go home. So when I got home, I'm actually living on the first floor of the apartment. So when I got to the first floor, I was like, But if I'm standing here, I can see as far as I can how beautiful Kasoa is. So why don't I go to the second floor? So I went to the second floor and set up the tripod and placed the camera on it, then set it up to a 30-second shutter speed. So I took this picture, and that's actually the best picture I've taken throughout the night, because you can see how beautiful the place is. You can see how the clouds are moving, how the stars are shining, how beautiful the sky is, and how illuminated the place is. So you can also try this on your own. You can try taking pictures of your surroundings. Show how beautiful your surroundings is. No matter how it is, there's still beauty in it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel, like this video, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I have a lot of videos that you can also watch as well. I'll put the link up here so that you can watch and learn some few tips as well. Thank you very much, and until the next video, stay safe.